Set your alarm, aren't you hungry?
Let's start with what Pop the Balloon really is. At its core, it's a dating format built upon public rejection. People get
Hey man, bruh,
really is. At its core,
all that fire, bruh.
it's a dating format built upon public rejection. People get eliminated in front of an audience, and the rejection becomes part of the show. And the thing is, the entertainment isn't just dating. A big part of the format's appeal comes from humiliation as content, awkwardness, embarrassment, and sometimes harsh commentary that's designed to be clipped and shared.
I mean, isn't that what dating is? Isn't dating all of those things?
Embarrassment, and sometimes harsh commentary that's designed to be clipped and shared.
Popping your balloon?
I'm taller than you.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You are not taller than him. Not even close. No, you're way shorter.
Let's not forget, the show
I like when Arlet keep it real, man.
also invites extreme standards because the show rewards snap judgments and forces people to justify a rejection on the spot, man.
And now, is he someone that's your type?
No.
Okay, why not?
He looks a little gay.
Wow.
Sorry.
But why is this a bad thing though? Because think about it. A lot of times over the years, dudes have been getting rejected by girl after girl after girl, and they never know why. It's up to you to figure out why as a man, because ain't nobody gonna tell you. A girl is not gonna tell you why she's rejecting you. You just gotta figure it out, bruh. And some dudes never figure it out. At least on here, whether it's justified or not, at least they tell you how they perceive you. You know what I'm saying? If they decide to keep it real, at least they tell you how they perceive you, even if it's real or not.
So the reasons drift towards the most viral categories, of course, looks, money, status, vibes, and stereotypes, unfortunately. Now, this is what's important to know. Pop the Balloon didn't create these opinions. It just benefits from them. Because social media already trains us to view relationships through a curated lens. A highlight reel effect, so to speak. I mean, come on, man. You scroll on Instagram, you see people on vacation, coordinated outfits, romantic gestures. You see people at their best. You don't see boring days. You don't see people stressing. You don't see people being uncertain. You don't see the mundane of their lives.
I mean, but all right, say it was an abundance of that on social media. Would we still want to be on there? I mean, maybe messy people want to go and look at how miserable other people are, but really think about it. You want to get on Instagram and just see how miserable other people are? How sad other people's lives are? That sounds depressing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I get on there and see abundance of trips and beautiful women and aspirational things, bro. Like, visually seeing it gives you a picture of, hey, I want that too. You know, it should be more inspirational than it is like you comparing yourself to somebody else, bro. Those things should be motivational. You know what I'm saying? I don't get on there and want to see how effed up somebody else's life is. You know what I'm saying, bro? Come on, man.
Research has backed this up. Social media use can make you believe that everybody's living this perfect life except you, which will fuel dissatisfaction, and you're just gonna be comparing yourself to everybody. And that, of course, will trickle down to self-esteem issues and negative emotions, man. Like, his life is so much better than mine, bruh. And of course, exposures to idealized images create body dissatisfaction. So appearance standards become sharper, more anxious, and more performative, man. So when a Pop the Balloon clip becomes viral, it's not because inherently it introduced toxicity to relationship. It's been already there, man. Why Pop the Balloon goes viral and works so well is that these opinions already exist about money, beauty, gender roles. Social media already normalized comparing yourself. And the internet, of course, rewards everything that's always extreme and exaggerated. So Pop the Balloon isn't the root problem of dating in 2026 is so cooked. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Kill Ivan, and today we're talking about why dating in 2026 is so cooked. Let's roll that intro.
Well, part of the reason is because people keep saying that it is. You know, people stop saying that, then maybe we could focus on what else it is. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Hey, make sure to hype the video, help smaller creators like myself. Also, like, share, comment. What's the worst thing about dating in 2026? And down in the video's description is a link tree to all my social.
See, he just made me think of a good question. Because everybody's asking that question. What's the worst thing about dating in this current year? Well, maybe we change the question. What's the best thing about dating? What's something you're excited about? What do you look forward to when you go on these dates? You know what I'm saying? What would you change about dating if you had the power to change dating in this current environment? Like, focusing on the positives and things that we can actually control, bruh.
Click it if you want to follow me on all socials. But that being said, let's get back into the video. So to understand why shows like Pop the Balloon work so much, we have to look at how social media and dating apps have transformed how people evaluate partners. You already know over the decade, the rise of dating apps like Tinder and Hinge have fundamentally changed how people meet and interact with potential romantic partners. These platforms created new forms of social interaction where people evaluate strangers through short profiles and quick visual impressions rather than traditional in-person encounters. So instead of slowly getting to know someone through shared social spaces, people are just making rapid decisions based on profile attributes: a picture, a short bio, a job title, and your height listed on the screen. And researchers have analyzed this to show how strong visual judgment is on these apps. In one study examining more than 5,000 online dating decisions, physical attractiveness had by far the strongest impact on whether someone was selected as a potential partner. Increasing attractiveness improved selection success by around 20%, while intelligence only improved it by 2%. Yeah, man, and they said go to college. Now this shows something really important. Appearance dominates online dating decisions far more than personality or other traits, but you already knew this. But of course, this dynamic doesn't exist in isolation. It's amplified by the broader culture of social media. Like I said previously, if you scroll on Instagram, you're gonna see the same things: luxury, perfect bodies, attractive couples buying luxury stuff or going on these luxury trips. But what you're seeing isn't real life, it's a highlight reel. And at the same time, if you've ever been on Reels or TikTok, social media has turned dating conversation themselves into viral debates.
How much does a man have to make to be with you?
6 figures plus.
6 figures?
I need
A year?
vacations. Oh,
Well, think about it. No grown woman, especially if she's attractive, is going to get on camera on the internet and say anything less than that. Why would she? Why would she say, oh, I just want a man that makes bare minimum? Like, why would she say that? You know what I'm saying? Of course, because, you know, women's whole thing is sounding good and impressing other women. They want to sound good and impress other women. And how do you do that? By saying outrageous things like that. You know what I'm saying? 6 figures a month? No, well, all right, look, 6 figures a year, that's one thing. But 6 figures a month? That's outrageous, bruh, for most people. Like, and they say these things because they know it makes them look good to other women. It's approved by other women. You know what I'm saying? Because if she say anything less, she gonna get all the comments from women. Oh, girl, you need to love yourself more. Girl, you deserve better than that. Girl, don't sell yourself short. Like, come on, bro. Ain't nobody trying to see all them comments like that.
year, duh. I need vacations. I need.
And then, too, you never know what dudes is watching that's willing to give her that. You know what I'm saying? You never know, bro. You never know. Like, you don't know. Do you really know what these girls' DMs look like? So why would she sell herself short, bro? I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I agree with the outrageous demands from these women. All I'm saying is, if we put ourselves in their shoes and we was willing to get on camera with a microphone in our face and a dude asks us this question that's been asked on the internet 100,000 times and it always gets damn near the same answer, then why would I switch my answer up and sell myself short when I could potentially get a dude that sees this on the internet and reaches out and is willing to give it to me? You know, pause, no homo, if I was in her shoes, right? Like, come on, man. Like, y'all gotta know, asking women these questions, they gonna answer outrageous in an outrageous way. In real life, they'll probably fuck with a regular dude, but they're not gonna say that on camera.
Nice vehicle.
Online discussions frequently reduce partner preferences into simplified formulas: height requirements, income thresholds, or lifestyle expectations. These conversations spread rapidly because controversy attracts engagement. And this all leads into a cultural shift where dating becomes just performative. Instead of being a private process of connection between two people, romantic preferences become public opinions debated across millions of views. So again, formats like Pop the Balloon go viral because they exaggerate what is already existing when it comes to dating in 2026. But now, let's dive deeper. Because when it comes to black people and dating in 2026, it's a whole other ballgame. Because as you can see in Pop the Balloon, there's also a gender war economy in black dating. So let's talk about something we don't say loud enough. A lot of our online dating conversations aren't designed to build healthy relationships. They're just designed to produce arguments, clicks, impressions, virality.
If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him. Ooh. Something in him is weak. On the other side, I think when I see a black woman with a white man, she's tired. Like she must have got so fed up that she's getting to rest now.
Because the internet has basically built an ecosystem where gender conflict is content.
No, but if that's what she want to believe, let her ass believe that, bro. Life will let her know what the truth is, man. Come on, bro. Why would you even want to argue with a woman like that? She sound like she already made her mind up about believing that. Like, if she want to be with a white man, let her go. Let her ass go be with a white man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just let her ass go.
And
just know it's gonna be a tall task for her to come back on the dark side. Like, come on.
content is, of course, moolah. The algorithm doesn't reward healing, it rewards conflict. In real life, most helpful dating conversations are boring. They involve things like accountability, emotional regulation, communication, boundaries, and therapy language applied correctly. But online, boring doesn't win. Online, what wins is
Black woman always do this, that, and the third. Here's why you single.
This is why y'all can't keep a man.
And this is why y'all girl left you.
because conflict creates engagement. So people learn the game quickly. If you want views, don't post nuance. Post things that make both sides feel attacked. And that's the gender war economy. You can see this dynamic play out almost perfectly in a recent viral dating essay that exploded online. A black woman shared her reflections about returning to the dating world after an 8-year relationship. Her essay discussed topics like struggle love, emotional healing, and the pressures modern black women face in relationships. But once the essay went online, all hell broke loose. Within days, thousands of comments flooded the post. And the conversation stopped being about her dating experience, her dating story, and it became instead ammunition against the other side. For a lot of people,
Look at these paragraphs, bro. People really be in their feelings, man.
experience or dating story, and it
You gotta think somebody really sat there and took the time out to type this. There are some oversimplified truths here, but one distinction in terms of the contract between black successful men and women, because what is successful is that women generally want successful men for a provision, which in itself falls under the nostalgia point. Men aren't looking for women for a provision, so the successful part isn't as in demand for us. It seems women want men to be constantly growing and reforming creatures, but we aren't that. We refine slowly over time, some of us, but that's it. Women today seem to always be going through these rapid evolutions and transformations that we just don't understand. We view it as unnecessary complexity. Give the average man a house, car, and some money, and he's happy, but women have told me that they hate that simplicity we enjoy. Damn.
instead ammunition
What y'all think about that?
against the other side. For a lot of people, it was proof that black men ain't and for others, black women are impossible to please. And this is how the gender economy works. You pick a side, you don't follow the evidence, you just follow whatever narrative suits you. And then the algorithm just pushes it forward. And why these types of conversations, these gender wars, hits the black community harder. In the black community, dating discussions rarely stay personal. They quickly start getting related to larger cultural issues like family structure, identity, historical trauma and survival, economic pressure, colorism and desirability politics, loyalty to the community, and debates about interracial dating. So when a dating conversation goes viral, it isn't just about a personal disagreement. It feels like a cultural
I wasn't
debate.
gonna say nothing, but first of all, I like all shades of black women, man. Look, all y'all can get it. I be thinking too, what do light-skinned women think when everybody get on a man for being with a light-skinned woman? You know what I'm saying? Get on a black man for being with a light-skinned woman. Oh, you only like light skins. What the fuck? How she supposed to feel? She can't help she was light skinned. You know what I'm saying? And then too,
ability politics, loyalty to the community, and debates about
who she on the phone with? Her man right there. Who she on the phone with, bruh?
dating. So when a dating conversation goes viral, it isn't just about a personal disagreement. It feels like a cultural debate, man. The whole culture's involved. And one important reason why dating in 2026 feels so chaotic is because something has quietly disappeared. The village. Not an algorithm, a real community. For a long time, relationships didn't start with a stranger on an app or viral clips online. People met through friends, cousins, church networks, co-workers, and neighbors. People that actually knew both individuals and could vouch on their character, compatibility, and values. In other words, dating was surrounded by a sort of social filter. And you can still see glimpses of that today. For example, singer Normani and NFL player DK Metcalf were introduced through mutual friends, Ciara and Russell Wilson. That kind of matchmaking used to be common. Relationships often started through trusted social networks rather than strangers online. But the village dynamic has been fading. Writer Dontario Terrell argues that many people today are navigating dating without the close-knit community structures that once helped guide relationships. Extended family, friends, and local networks used to help people meet partners and offer perspective about compatibility and character. So when those structures weaken, something important disappears: community guidance. And when it disappears, it creates a vacuum. And unfortunately, the internet stepped in to fill the vacuum. Now,
that's a great point, bruh. This is another reason why we gotta bring back old-fashioned cookouts, Sunday dinners. Bro, we gotta bring back all of that stuff, because what brings people together more than food? Good food. Like, come on, man.
bring back Pop the Balloon. Why the show works so well is because it gives the internet what people want. Clips that feel like proof. Instant judgment, public rejection, humiliation moments, short memeable conflict.
Now, is Cedric someone that's your type?
No,
Okay. What makes him not your type?
the way he looks.
Damn.
I'm not trying to be funny. He's just not my type.
Not for real.
So when you say the way he looks, like
His
the
face.
outfit. Oh. Okay.
He's fine.
Okay.
Very cool. Thank you.
People don't get rejected in private, they get rejected publicly. And once those videos exist, it becomes social proof. That's proof that this type of dude or this type of woman, nah, we can't be having that. And then people say things like,
You see, this is why men don't commit.
You see, this is why women are single. You see them broke men. You see them delusional standards.
and again, we have to ask a question: why does humiliation work so well? Why do we keep watching it? We don't even want to be humiliated ourselves, but we still watch people get humiliated. It's because humiliation triggers powerful emotions within us. We feel superior, at least I'm not that person. We sometimes even feel anxiety. What if somebody said that to me? We feel anger sometimes. Damn, that was disrespectful. And sometimes we feel tribalism. Yo, I want to defend my side. Women ain't men ain't. And you have everybody defending their side, their tribe, creating these gender wars, which brings us all back to the bigger point. The gender war economy survives by turning black dating pain into black dating entertainment. It monetizes our insecurities, our resentment, our loneliness, and our desire to be chosen. And shows like Pop the Balloon exist.
Well, look, that's not great, but if it is gonna be monetized, at least let it be black owned, right? You know what I'm saying? We could figure out how to solve our own problems. Cause what's worse, being exploited? I ain't even gonna say exploited, but having public humiliation being monetized by white people, or public humiliation monetized by black people. Matter of fact, damn, which one is worse? Now that I think about it, you know what I'm saying? Which one is worse, bruh? I don't even know. It's all bad, huh? It's all bad, man. Choice A, choice B, donkey, elephant. It's all bad.
Because they feed on that. It's the moolah. And again, why dating 2026 is so cooked is because once dating becomes a performance online, people stop dating to connect. They start dating to win, to look better than the next person, to get validation, to avoid being embarrassed. Pop the Balloons and other shows similar to it go viral because they tap directly into existing tensions inside the black community. Tensions around desirability, money, gender roles, and who gets chosen.
If I'm being 100% authentic, I usually go for more of the light skin. I'm a dark brother, so, you know, we got a baby. You got to balance out. So.
And again, when these tensions turn into entertainment,
Yeah, that's just ignorant.
humiliation becomes a product. So
That was dumb what he said, bro. Like, that's dumb.
The desirability. One reason why clips from shows like Pop the Balloon spread so quickly is because they activate long-standing debates about beauty standards and desirability inside the black community. When someone gets rejected publicly on a show like this, the rejection often centers on appearance, skin tone.
I remember this episode though. Homie barely said anything and she got triggered like instantly. I remember seeing this shit.
Hair texture, body type, or facial features associated with blackness.
That comment about hair, I know your mama got short hair too. She's black. At the end of the
All he said was he liked girls with long hair. He didn't say nothing bad about the girl hair. He didn't talk trash. He just said, I like girls with long hair. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. And she got triggered.
day, black women, we you don't know what to expect with our hair. We could wear it straight, we could wear it curly, and that was just like too much for me. So I don't got time for it. If you don't know, if you can't grow up from your roots, then you can't grow up with me. So that's how I feel.
At first, it can look like just preferences. But in the black community, those conversations carry a much deeper history. Scholars and commentators have long argued that lighter skin tones, looser hair textures, and features closer to Eurocentric beauty standards have often been treated as more desirable in certain social contexts. Because of this history, discussions about preferences frequently reopen broader debates about colorism.
So should a light-skinned woman feel more self-conscious about having a lighter shade than a dark-skinned woman? Like, should she feel bad? Like, bro, this is what I'm talking about. Like, she couldn't control her skin tone. And, like, say she does get chosen by a desirable man in front of darker skinned women. Should she feel bad about that? Like, come on, bro. I don't know, man.
Internalized beauty hierarchies. That's why moments involving darker skinned women become lightning rods online for viewers. Viewers aren't just reacting to a single rejection, they're reacting to what feels like a pattern. A powerful example of this appears in a personal essay by writer Stella Isaac. In her article, I'm a rich-skinned black woman from Toronto, dating here was nearly impossible until I went to Europe. Stella describes growing up in Toronto feeling almost invisible in the dating world as a dark-skinned black woman. She recalls hearing phrases like, I don't date dark-skinned girls, and watching many men in her social circles pursue lighter-skinned or non-black women instead. When she eventually tried online dating, the experience reinforced those fears. Months on dating apps produced almost no matches or dates. When she traveled to Europe for an exchange program, something surprising happened. Men approached her regularly, complimenting her rich skin tone, and asked her on dates. For the first time, she experienced what she described as normal dating, being seen and pursued without her skin tone acting as a barrier. When she returned to Toronto, the attention disappeared again. Her experience illustrates a crucial point. Desirability isn't fixed. It's socially constructed, man. Beauty standards change depending on culture, environment, social norms, and community attitudes. I'll never forget Light Skin 16, bro. We'll never forget. This is why when dating shows turn rejection into a public spectacle, it doesn't exist in a vacuum. It ties directly into decades of unresolved tension about who's seen as desirable and who is not. And once that tension hits the internet, the reaction becomes bigger than the moment itself. And I already know y'all in the comments saying,
yo, you just be talking about women this, women that. What about us, men? What about us?
I got something for y'all. You have to understand that in modern dating discourse, men are frequently evaluated based on income, education, lifestyle, ambition, and the ability to financially provide. So when dudes show up on Pop the Balloon and they get popped because they're broke, they're being silently evaluated for their economic status.
Okay, what do you do?
I am a risk taker. I'm a road runner. I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I'm a businessman. And last but not least, I'm a personal trainer.
If a woman says she wants a man making 6 figures, it becomes viral. And often some men will admit that they're just trying to figure it out, you know? And that part gets clipped and they get mocked. But these conversations rarely acknowledge the structural factors shaping those outcomes. Research suggests that black men face unique barriers in education and economic mobility that are often ignored in online debates. For example, black boys are more likely to attend underfunded schools and experience disciplinary action than their white peers, which affects long-term educational outcomes. As a result, black men are the demographic least likely to earn a college degree in the United States, a statistic that significantly affects long-term income potential and career mobility. Yet, dating expects black men to fulfill their traditional roles as providers. And to add, legal scholar Kimberly Crenshaw introduced the concept of intersectionality to explain how race and gender interact to shape different experiences within the same community. Black men and black women both face racism, but the stereotypes attached to them are different. Black men are often portrayed through stereotypes of danger, criminality, or incompetence. That is that historically emerged.
Yeah, no, cause that shit is true, bro. I could be out in public and I just started noticing, like, just minding my own business, and I just started noticing how people just like, how non-black people just like act like I'm about to do something to them, you know, like I'm a dinosaur or something. Like, bro, I'm just walking down the street minding my own business, bro. Like, after a while, it's like, really, man? Like, I ain't about to do nothing to you. Like, I don't know, I just started noticing it way more.
From caricatures such as the Sambo figure used during the Jim Crow era to depict black men as inferior or childlike. These stereotypes influence how black men are perceived in schools, workplace, and public spaces. At the same time, black women face a different set of stereotypes tied to femininity, beauty, and respectability. So when humiliation-based dating content circulates online, it plays on both sets of stereotypes simultaneously. Black women may be mocked through desirability judgments, black men may be mocked through economic or masculinity judgments, and both sides end up feeling attacked. And another factor that shapes these debates and demographic imbalance between black men and black women in the United States is that black women begin to outnumber black men in the population starting around age 16. The demographic imbalance is partially linked to structural factors such as higher mortality, incarceration, and educational disparities affecting black men, which reduces the number of men in the dating pool over time. As a result, this imbalance can influence relationship patterns and dynamics within the community.
There are far more black men than there are black women, and this starts at age 16. The same thing doesn't happen for whites to age 32. So for a black woman to limit her dating options to African American men by themselves, she has a very good likelihood of remaining single.
What's happening to cause that gap at such a young age, at 16, for black women?
Well, right, it begins with some of the things that happen to young black men. They have higher mortality rates than other groups of men, incarceration rates.
So when structural factors intersect with social media debates, the result is often resentment and understanding. So now we gotta shift back into real life. Despite all the online debates about high-value men and six-figure standards, most people in the real world end up with partners that are relatively similar to them. Sociologists call this assertive mating, the tendency for people to form relationships with others who share similar education levels, income range, lifestyles, and social environment. In practice, this happens naturally because people usually meet partners through work, school, friends, neighborhoods, or shared interests. These environments tend to place people around others who live similar lives. So instead of this internet fantasy where everybody's competing for the same tiny group of elite partners, most relationships form between people who occupy roughly the same social space. Real life is much less dramatic than what you see online. And another myth that people have to be wary of is that sparks aren't instant. You see dating shows, you see online swipe culture where you instantly have to have an attraction. Sometimes these things build over time. Unfortunately, reality TV shows, pop the balloon shows, and swiping culture has kind of blurred the process. And don't forget, the internet amplifies the worst moments. Black people that date aren't like on Pop the Balloon. I hope I made this clear. So at this point, it's easy to point at Pop the Balloon and blame it for ruining dating in 2026. But the truth's more nuanced. This show didn't create these tensions, they already existed. So I want y'all to just be really careful with it. Be careful when humiliation becomes entertainment, because those are the parts that the internet will always amplify. And maybe we should all switch our mindsets and realize that the internet isn't real. The problem isn't the balloons, it's the mindset behind why they're popping. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hype the video up, like.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a long ass fucking video, man. Let me see what y'all talking about in the comments. Oh, damn. Ain't no comments yet. Look, man, y'all like the video. Like, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all be safe. I'm out.
Bruh, you recording?
There's some real shit going on outside. And we in here talking about bullshit.